It bothered me, troubled me. I never could understand how a change in the brain could alter external reality. Not in the sense of simple distortions of the visual field brought on by injury or intoxication, but the elaborate and wondrous external realities I had experienced in visionary states of consciousness. How such a tiny alteration in the mind could move one into a completely different reality. How the external objective reality that I knew and considered to be the only one could be replaced by another, with its own logic and laws and consistency. No matter how much I placed this problem of the miraculous malleability of the apparently solid external objective reality in front of my mind's eye and ruminated on it, meditated on it, the solution would never yield. The darkness of unknowing would never become illumined by the light of knowledge. That gap, that irresolution, was always there in some form faint or burning, no matter what state I was in. Surrounded by books, surrounded by music, lying on the couch. The blissful space of aloneness, as opposed to the misery of loneliness. The mundanity of old couches and chairs and bookshelves of concrete block and board, transformed into an astral laboratory of the mind, on that night where outside those walls, the spell of winter had frozen the world into a meditative silence. There is reading, and there is reading, like there is seeing, and there is seeing. And though I must have read that sentence in that cracked and stained and falling apart book so many times it was now a cliche to me, for the first time I really read it. Understanding. Not merely conceptually. Understanding that solved the previously unsolvable. An understanding that was truly seen. That external objective reality, why it could change and alter so. Because it was a reconstruction. In the mind. I finally understood that. Everything was literally in the mind. It was all consciousness. Jolted up with the thunderbolt shock of realization, standing I looked out the black winter window mirror of night. Though I did not know what they were at the time, my hands went into spontaneous mudras, and a Hindu deity looked back at me.